We live in this world of incredible automation. From the factories that build our cars to the power plants that light up our cities, there are these massive, complex systems working all around us. But that brings up a really fundamental question.
I mean, really, how do you tell a giant automated system what to do? How do you know what it's doing, or more importantly, when something's gone wrong? You can't just shout orders at it. You need, you need a translator, a bridge between what's in your head and what the machine actually does. And for a long, long time, that bridge has had a name. It's called the HMI, which stands for Human-Machine Interface. For decades, this was pretty much the standard, go-to solution for connecting a human operator to their machines.
So what is an HMI, really? Well, simply put, it's the screen, the dashboard, that lets a person interact with a machine. Think of it as the control panel for a whole industrial process. It's designed to take something impossibly complex and make it, understandable for us humans.
A good HMI really does four main things. First, it visualizes data, turning endless streams of numbers into graphics and charts that you can actually understand at a glance. Second, it lets you control things. Start a process, stop it, tweak a setting. Third, you can use it to configure or program the machine's tasks. And finally, it's your main diagnostic tool. It logs everything, flags errors, and helps you figure out what's wrong. It's basically the eyes, ears, and hands of the whole operation.
But here's where the story takes a turn. As our machines got way smarter and way more connected, the good old traditional HMI started to, show its age. The very thing that was supposed to make life easier was starting to become a bit of a problem.
The biggest issue? Traditional HMIs were almost always closed, proprietary systems. That means they were built to work with only one specific brand of PLC. That's a little industrial computer running the show. This created what we call vendor lock-in. You were stuck. The software was specific. Connecting to other gadgets was a total nightmare. And forget about installing your own programs. In a world that's all about connection and flexibility, this was a huge, huge bottleneck.
So, what's the answer? Well, as you'd expect, technology found a way. A much more powerful, much more flexible solution came along that totally changed the game for HMIs. And that's where the panel PC makes its grand entrance.
See, a panel PC isn't just a screen. It's a full-blown industrial computer that just happens to have a touchscreen built right in. So it can do everything the old HMI did, sure, but it can also do the job of the separate logic controller. It combines the brains of the operation and its face into one single powerful unit.
And when you put them side by side, the difference is just night and day. A traditional HMI is like a locked box from one company with pretty limited power. But a panel PC? It can run open operating systems, it's loaded with ports so you can connect anything, and it doesn't care whose hardware you're using. Plus, it has the processor, the memory, and the storage of a modern computer. Honestly, it's the difference between an old flip phone and the smartphone in your pocket today. Okay, so we've got this newer, faster, more flexible technology. But so what? Why does this evolution actually matter out there in the real world on the factory floor? Let's get into the good stuff. Right off the bat, it saves a ton of space. By jamming the computer and the screen into one single device, you get rid of all these bulky boxes and messy cables. And trust me, in a crowded control cabinet where every single inch counts, that is a massive win. Next up, they're just so much easier to use. I mean, we all know how to use a good touchscreen, right? Panel PCs have these modern, responsive screens and graphical interfaces that are super easy to learn. That means less training time for new people and, you guessed it, fewer operator errors. And don't think for a second that these are just fancy tablets. No way. Panel PCs are built like tanks. They're designed to handle vibrations, shocks, dust, moisture, crazy temperatures, you name it. These are serious industrial-grade tools made to run 24/7 without a problem. Another huge advantage is connectivity. It's just universal. With a whole bunch of ports like Ethernet for networks and USB for all your other gadgets, a panel PC can connect to pretty much anything. Other machines, company servers, it doesn't matter. This makes them incredibly easy to integrate and totally future-proof. And finally, because they've got all that extra horsepower and those great displays, you get crystal clear data in real time. Operators can see exactly what's going on right now. This means they can spot problems faster and make smarter decisions that boost efficiency across the board. So in the end, switching from a traditional HMI to a panel PC isn't just some small upgrade. It's a really smart, strategic move. It's about making your entire operation faster, smarter, and way more efficient. You know, the way we communicate with our machines really sets the limit for what we can do with them. We've gone from these clunky, closed-off screens to these powerful, open computers that give us incredible control. It really makes you wonder, what's coming next? What will the next version of this digital bridge even look like? And what new possibilities will it unlock for us?